Hello, this is part 2. Going into more detail about what this system is to be like. Call it a democratic authorities ventures investment demarcations system, short for a o-tavid system. Democratic government, democratic ventures or companies, democratic investment, capital into the companies, and democratic demarcations for the land distribution, and no empires but reasonably sized nations. The democratic authorities is already outlined in some other videos, which is a council government with voter groups. ,50 are in one voter group. Excuse me. They elect a delegate. Delegates form councils. Etc. Also by 50 plus. And they can regroup to elect, for example, these can regroup and elect this one as the representative into a twice elected council. And these twice elected delegates then form governments over larger groups. This is the representative system. Above the representative system is the referendum system. If the government wants to have a referendum, or the people have a 10% petition, then there is to be a referendum where the non-votes say these people are the voters. Say 65% are voting and 35% is not voting. Abstentions. Then the government gets to fill in the abstentions. Every representative will then get an equal share of those abstention votes. The result of the referendum is then binding, and it stays on the book as a result. However, with the same speed that people die in society, the referendum loses its power in the future. So eventually the referendum is written off the books. And the power of the delegates is constantly increasing because the voting part is constantly decreasing with that number of people who die. So this is constantly, the delegates slowly in time gain the power over the issue about which the referendum has been held. It's very important that the government is truly democratic, especially for the investment system. The second system is the ventures, the democratic ventures. If someone starts a company, he can rule it however way he likes. He can even build somewhat of an empire around it. Although there is a wealth maximum, which is in the constitution by default set on 30 times average in the nation. So that's average and not median. So this is quite a high number. Someone can make a business, maybe it's a farming company, and they only have maybe the family working on it. Then it's a very small business. And if he retires from the company, if it has only 3 employees, then he can do whatever he wants with it. Can sell it, can give it to his children, can liquidate it. But if it is more than 10 persons and the starter goes away, then it becomes a group democracy. It becomes owned by those who work there by constitutional law. The starter, who is now going away, gets compensated fairly. The debt is taken over by the group democracy, and the starter gets a share of the future profits. This is to honor the starter who has brought it into being. Also to keep the starter interested in the well-being of the company, because he has maybe a network, he knows much things, and if he is completely cut off from the company, maybe the company is all of a sudden at a loss as what to do. So if the company previous owner has an interest in the well-being and profitability of the company, he will try many times to stay on as an advisor and make sure things go okay. This means money for him after all. It's a good retirement. Or, well, there is a chance to it being a good retirement. So in this system, the original starter should be well off. This is like a sale of what he has made. He has made a company in his life and now he is selling it. But it is a controlled sale to one designated entity, which is the employees, and therefore it is regulated. to be fair under a, if need be, under a judge. Then there is the investment system. Now it is extremely important that the state democracy is a true democracy, because the state democracy is going to invest the money in the interest of the people. This picture, that's maybe helpful, hopefully. Here you see a private investor who is interested in an abusive type of company. Because the labor is exploited and therefore the profit of the company is much bigger. So if this is private money, it will most likely go here, and if the money that does not go here will be less profitable. So even if people at random invest, the ones who invest in abusive companies come to dominate the investment sector and then come to dominate the industry. So however, even if everyone is blind and idiotic, the system becomes a corrupt, tyrannical nation. I think it takes about several centuries to destroy a nation through private profit investment, which is roughly the historical experience, I think. Here is the politician. Well, he has to try to get votes, if at least, well, the revolving door has been closed. So if he can get votes, then he has to do things in the interest of most people, which is a majority of employees. These have interest in a well-organized, fair company and society. Because in this form of democracy, the control of the people over the delegates is immediate. It's not the case like it is today, that a politician can first rape the people for 4 years, and then he's ousted from politics by the angry voters, and then gets a nice job at the bank. In this system of democracy, the politician can be removed that day. The day the bad decision is made, the politician is removed. The money doesn't even leave. It's even recalled back. And the people can take care of the situation immediately, also before they forget it, before the media starts to play the games. Then we have the last issue, which is land distribution. In this system, all the land is to be measured. What is for nature? What is public? What is what is for economic? What is economic is then put into a administrative system, which is somewhere between the government bureaucracy and the judicial system, and everyone can then, all the people can take out the part they like. So it has to be given to them immediately. Then you can rent it out to each other or use it.